Hey you guys, what's going on? Shaquan Lopez here from SLFX Trading, and I'm getting ready to take you guys behind the scenes with what I do with my one-on-one clients. So if you guys do not know, I am a Forex coach where I coach traders on how to simplify their Forex trading knowledge. A lot of traders come into the Forex industry and they start to overwhelm themselves. They first want to learn what Forex is really quick, and then they get into the strategy. And then what happens is within a year or two, or even sometimes within 6 months, they're realizing they actually have too much information and they need to dial it down, but they don't know how to. So a lot of traders end up coming to me so I can help simplify their knowledge. And I typically do this within 6 to 8 weeks, sometimes as less as 3 weeks, depending on the coaching package that they get with me. So this side here is my personal chart, and then on this side is my client's chart. And basically I gave her a task to complete. So in our first session, what I love to do with traders is take them through what the price chart is, how to read price action only for candles, what one type of market structure is, so they'll know that this is what's going to highlight your entry. And I take them through what an exchange rate is. A lot of Forex traders sadly don't get taught what exchange rates are and how exchange rates work. So that's where I come in and I first teach them that. And I teach them about supply and demand. And this is how you know how many people are wanting to buy, how many people are wanting to sell, and at what particular price points. Because every trader thinks that every price point is important. It is, but it isn't. And so I kind of help clarify and shorten that information. And then we get into what's price action. Then we get into how do you know where price is going to be getting ready to go to next? How do we know what we need to put on our chart to help us feel good? Because I like to do money dances, right? And if I can do my money dance, that means that I'm trading on the right side of the market, because this market is psychological. All right, you guys, I'm back in a new shirt because it's hot in here. Your girl started to sweat. I might be hot because I'm not really feeling well, but all is well. So also too, when I take people through a process of what they need to know as beginner traders or traders who are learning that they have to start over, we go through a process, right? Every week there's a process. There's an organized flow or steps you have to take. So to not overwhelm yourself, instead of trying to learn a full technique or a full strategy at one time, we break down every component of what you're going to be learning. That's this market back here. Because if you don't know how this market works, if you can't tell how this market flows, you can't trade a technique or a strategy. You just can't do it. So what I do is I take them through weeks of information. And like I say, it's either 3 weeks, 6 weeks, or 8 weeks. So weeks 1 through 3 is basically about price action, market structure, one type of market structure, not to overwhelm you, and then your trend, your entries, and your exits, risk management, putting all of that information together. While it may seem like a lot, this is why every week is dedicated to, first, we spend an hour learning everything I just talked about. So an hour for 3 weeks, right? So 3 hours in 3 weeks, that's it. And I get asked, what's your coin? Do you think that's too short? Not the way I do it. No, it's not. Because it's no fluff material, which means it's not off topic, which basically means that once I say, hey, we're going to learn this specific thing, this specific method, we go exactly into that information. And we're not going off in a tangent. The reason why the trader is going to be able to retain the information even after 1 hour of learning is because immediately after I give them a task to complete. You have 6 days before we meet again to actually complete the task. All of my clients are recommended to turn the information in early so that I can check the information. And that's what I'm doing right here, right now with one of my clients. She's now in week 2 of the information. So what I'm going to do is, she's already emailed me once. Now I'm going to send back an email with a video telling her what she needs to know and do for right now, because sometimes with some clients you can send an email with the feedback telling them what they need to fix, they're fine. But some clients you'll actually may have to send some videos to them to say, hey, here's where the problem is, or here's where you're doing good at, or here's something you can fix, or look at it this way, or refer back to this part of the recording when we talked about this specific thing. So that's why we're able to break up information, 1 hour of learning, 5 to 6 days to complete a task. You get the feedback, then we progress with the next topic versus trying to teach you everything at one time. You have a course you're trying to complete, you're in a trading group, you have questions, people seem to be ahead of you. That can sometimes be intimidating. So I'm gonna take you guys behind the scenes with me really quick as I check in on her homework. I'm not going to be showing you guys everything I'm going to do, but you will hear a little bit of what I'm going to be talking about. So I'm going to take you guys with me. You can hear what I'm going to say. That way, when you go back to your price chart, you'll get to implement what I'm saying, okay? So let's talk about your trend, because that was one of the things that, you were saying that you were having, a little bit of an issue with. Now, I'm seeing that you're using a 30 pip stop loss per trade, which is really good. So you're testing that number, right? So where you entered in up here is proving that that's a really good area for you to enter in at. Price gets back down to your previous low. And you're naming your candles as they go. Good, good, good job. We talked about this area and that confusion area, and we'll dig into more of that next week as well too, when we add another time frame to this lesson, okay? I like here how even in this area here, you named the candle. You see that price drop. It ended up going down. So good job. But I can see where you did not take that as an entry. If you did, you'd put your short position tool. But I don't see it. So I'm going to assume that you acknowledged it. But because price did not reach your zone, at least you acknowledged it. I still say kudos, because it's teaching you. It's You're gonna hear my children. It's teaching you that not every trade is going to fit your rules, and that's fine, okay? So good job on that. But let me teach you a little bit about our trend here, okay? So 1.11 is lower than 1.1172 right here. As you can see, 1.11089 is lower than 1.11720. Then 1.11363 has nothing to do with this lower trend here. It's just a candle that's moving against, the flow of price, right? But it's not lower nor higher than anything that you need to worry about or concern yourself with. So this is a noise candle. Remember, we talked about noise candles and money making candle. This is a noise candle. And then with your Euro USD, here's what I love about this part here. I love that this price was going up in an uptrend. I love that you were still showing me where you would take positions. You took two very beautiful buys here without me even acknowledging this part. And I love that. So this was, yes, a high, a low, a higher high. This was a good buy at the rejection candle. Back up to the previous high. Good job. You have a inverted hammer rejection candle, right? So good job with how you took the trade. You have a 30 pip stop loss. You're testing that stop loss. It works for you. Kudos, good job. You took profit really well. I love what you just did there. So your Euro USD charts, you're really getting it. It's just now, because we talked about your trading psychology, we'll now have to hone in on that hesitation a lot more. So pound AUD. So let's talk about the currency pairs really quick, their personalities. Euro USD and pound AUD are different. Euro USD moves slower than pound AUD. Pound AUD is a very, very fast moving currency pair, okay? You can see that price did retrace. And the beautiful part I love that you did here. This is so beautiful. So this is a lower low. You named it. Lower high. You got it. You have your zone. Lower low, lower high. Beautiful trade. So beautiful. So, so beautiful. I'm proud of you. I agree with you. Good job. 50 pip stop loss work. Good job. Okay. Your next chart here. So you guys just saw me critique my client's price chart. And to be honest with you, she's doing such a really good job. As a matter of fact, a lot of my clients do a really good job. It's just that as a new trader, what's going to help you is the repetition part. So I'm always repeating myself. Every time we go into a topic, we're always doing recaps, because everything streamlines and flows together. So by week 2, week 3, when it's time to learn how to place entries, you're already going to be accustomed to, this is where price needs to go. This is where we don't want to see price go. This is where I can participate, because I'm instilling it into you as quick as possible. Not saying I'm teaching it to you really fast. We're just getting that information out the way first. A lot of traders who've been trading for a year or two, they're so used to the market doing a particular thing that when the market actually changes, they don't know how to adapt. It gets frustrating. They accrue losses. and they think it's something not working or something's wrong with them. So no, it's nothing wrong with you. It's just now you are now going into a new level of evolution. So I love evolving. I love the transparency of evolving and then showing my clients and students the way I evolve. And it does take time. It takes time to adapt. But when you have really good knowledge and you keep trading the same thing over and over and over and over again, what's going to happen is as the market begins to move, you'll start seeing your technique or your strategy come into play again, and then you can adapt with it and start to trade it with that specific currency pair. So I don't limit my clients or students to just one or two particular currency pairs. You know, they get to pick their own pair, but what I do tell them is sometimes as swing traders, you're not going to always have a trade. So when you don't have a trade on that particular pair, what are you supposed to do? You need to go find another pair that is moving well with your rules, because your pair is not always going to give it to you. And it really doesn't matter your trading style. You know, you could be a day trader or a scalper and your pair really won't have anything for you every single day. You have to trade your rules, okay? But you guys, I love what I do. I love helping people. I love teaching people personally. And yes, we do have group sessions too. So I really like everything streamlined. One-on-ones are for people who need my personal help. The group session is when you say, hey, Shaquan, I'm ready to streamline this information. Let's see if it works on our price chart. That's our analysis that we do together. And then every single week, once a week, I'll do a masterclass or a back testing session with my group. Because sometimes people confuse teaching with analyzing. They're two different things, right? I first have to teach you, then we can analyze together. I don't like teaching through my analysis all the time because it takes away from people who are just there to analyze their price charts. So that's why I like to do my one-on-one session separately, my group session separately, and my analysis session separately as well too. But I hope you guys loved and liked the video. Hopefully you guys have learned a little bit more about me and how I teach. And if you are looking for one-on-one sessions, you guys, make sure y'all click the link down below. If you're on Instagram land, you can DM me as well too. Yes, these are paid sessions. Before you ask or get in here think I'm going to do it for free, I don't. So I really do take my time with my clients to make sure they get the information, and I really do take my time with them to make sure we keep going over it, we're recapping it, and making sure that once we're done with the sessions, you come in and you get what you did pay for. That's to become an independent trader with a technique or techniques that you can learn and trade on your own. So that's what I love to do. But you guys, without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here because I have two kids I gotta go attend to, y'all. Y'all probably don't heard them throughout the video. But I'll talk to you guys later.